Shakira Isabel Mebarak ʃa଼kiɾa, born February 2, 1977, is a Colombian singer, songwriter, record producer, dancer, actress, and philanthropist. Born and raised in Barranquilla, Shakira has been referred to as the Queen of Latin music and is noted for her versatility in music. She made her recording debut under Sony Music Colombia at the age of 13. Following the commercial failure of her first two Colombian albums, Magia, 1991, and Peligro, 1993, she rose to prominence in Hispanic countries with her next albums, Descalzos, 1995, and Dónde Están los Ladrones? 1998. Shakira entered the English language market with her fifth album, Laundry Service, 2001. It sold over 13 million copies, spawned the international number one singles Whenever, Wherever and Underneath Your Clothes, and propelled her reputation as a leading crossover artist. Her success was further solidified with the Spanish albums Fasion Oral, Volume 1, 2005, Sale El Sol, 2010, and El Dorado, 2017, all of which topped the Billboard Top Latin Albums chart and were certified Diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America. Meanwhile, her English albums Oral Fixation, Volume 2, 2005, She Wolf, 2009, and Shakira, 2014, were all certified gold, platinum, or multi-platinum in various countries worldwide. Some of her songs have charted at number 1 in multiple countries, including La Tortura, Hips Don't Lie, Beautiful Liar, Waka Waka, This Time for Africa, Loca, and Chantaje. Shakira served as a coach on 2 seasons of the American singing competition television series The Voice, 2013 to 2014. Shakira has received numerous awards, including 3 Grammy Awards, 12 Latin Grammy Awards, 4 MTV Video Music Awards, 7 Billboard Music Awards, 39 Billboard Latin Music Awards, 6 Guinness World Records and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 2009, Billboard listed her as the top female Latin artist of the decade. Having sold more than 75 million records worldwide, Shakira remains one of the world's best-selling music artists. She is ranked as the most streamed Latin artist on Spotify and became one of only 3 female artists to have 2 YouTube videos exceeding 2 billion views. For her philanthropic work with her Barefoot Foundation and her contributions to music, she received the Latin Recording Academy Person of the Year and Harvard Foundation Artist of the Year awards in 2011. She was appointed to the President's Advisory Commission on Educational Excellence for Hispanics in the U.S. in 2011, and Chevalier of the Order of Arts and Letters by the French government in 2012. Forbes ranked her among the top-earning women in music in 2008 and 2019. Shakira is the first artist to perform 3 times at the FIFA World Cup. Born on February 2, 1977 in Barranquilla, Colombia, she is the only child of William Mebarak and Shakira Ripoll Torado. Her paternal grandparents immigrated from Lebanon to New York City, where her father was born. Her father then immigrated to Colombia at age 5. The name Shakira, Arabic, is Arabic for grateful, the feminine form of the name ʃa଼kiɾa, Arabic. From her mother, she has Catalan, Spanish and Italian ancestry. She was raised Catholic and attended Catholic school. She has 8 older half-siblings from her father's previous marriage. Shakira spent much of her youth in Barranquilla, a city located on the northern Caribbean coast of Colombia, and wrote her first poem, titled La Rosa de Cristal, The Crystal Rose, when she was only 4 years old. As she was growing up, she was fascinated watching her father writing stories on a typewriter, and asked for one as a Christmas gift. She got that typewriter at the age of 7, and has continued writing poetry since then. These poems eventually evolved into songs. When Shakira was 2 years old, an older half-brother was killed in a motorcycle accident. 6 years later, at the age of 8, Shakira wrote her first song, titled Descalzos Oscuros, Your Dark Glasses, which was inspired by her father, who for years wore dark glasses to hide his grief. When Shakira was 4, her father took her to a local Middle Eastern restaurant, where Shakira first heard the dmbek, a traditional drum used in Arabic music and which typically accompanied belly dancing. She started dancing on the table, and the experience made her realize that she wanted to be a performer. She enjoyed singing for schoolmates and teachers, and even the nuns, at her Catholic school, but in 2nd grade, she was rejected for the school choir because her vibrato was too strong. The music teacher told her that she sounded like a goat. At school, she was often sent out of the class because of her hyperactivity, ADHD. She says she had also been known as the belly dancer girl, as she would demonstrate every Friday at school a number she had learned. "That's how I discovered my passion for live performance," she says. To instill gratitude in Shakira for her upbringing, her father took her to a local park to see orphans who lived there. The images stayed with her, and she said to herself, "One day I'm going to help these kids when I become a famous artist." Between the ages of 10 and 13, Shakira was invited to various events in Barranquilla and gained some recognition in the area. It was at this approximate time that she met local theater producer Monica Arisa, who was impressed with her and as a result tried to help her career. During a flight from Barranquilla to Bogotá, Arisa convinced Sony Colombia executive Ciro Vargas to hold an audition for Shakira in a hotel lobby. Vargas held Shakira in high regard and, returning to the Sony office, gave the cassette to a song and artist director. However, the director was not overly excited and thought Shakira was something of a lost cause. Undaunted and still convinced that Shakira had talent, Vargas set up an audition in Bogotá. He arranged for Sony Colombia executives to arrive at the audition, with the idea of surprising them with Shakira's performance. She performed 3 songs for the executives and impressed them enough for her to be signed to record 3 albums. Career 1990 to 1995, beginnings. Shakira's debut album, Magia, was recorded with Sony Music Colombia in 1990 when she was only 13 years old. The songs are a collection made by her since she was 8, mixed pop-rock ballads and disco up-tempo songs with electronic accompaniment. The album was released in June 1991 and featured Magia and 3 other singles. Though it fared well on Colombian radio and gave the young Shakira much exposure, the album did not fare well commercially, as only 1,200 copies were sold worldwide. After the poor performance of Magia, Shakira's label urged her to return to the studio to release a follow-up record. Though she was little known outside of her native Colombia at the time, Shakira was invited to perform at Chile's Vina del Mar International Song Festival in February 1993. The festival gave aspiring Latin American singers a chance to perform their songs, and the winner was then chosen by a panel of judges. Shakira performed the balladiers, "You Are," and won the trophy for 3rd place. One of the judges who voted for her to win was the then 20-year-old Ricky Martin, whose initial prominence had come from his membership in Menudo. Shakira's 2nd studio album, titled Peligro, was released in March, but Shakira was not pleased with the final result, mainly taking issue with the production. The album was better received than Magia had been, though it was also considered a commercial failure due to Shakira's refusal to advertise or promote it. Shakira then decided to take a hiatus from recording so that she could graduate from high school. In the same year, Shakira starred in the Colombian TV series The Oasis, loosely based on the Armero tragedy in 1985. Since then, the albums have been pulled from release and are not considered official Shakira albums but rather promotional albums. 1995 to 2000, Latin breakthrough. Shakira originally recorded the song "Dónde Están?", later released on her album Pais Descalzos, for the compilation album Nuestro Rock in 1994, released exclusively in Colombia. The song was an instant success on radio stations in Colombia, and Sony decided to finance her third record by giving her the last chance due to previous commercial failures. Shakira returned to recording music under Sony Music along with Columbia Records in 1995 with Luis F. Ochoa, using musical influences from a number of countries and an Alanis Morissette-oriented persona which affected two of her next albums. These recordings spawned her third studio album, and her international debut album, titled Pais Descalzos. Recording for the album began in February 1995. After the success of her single "Dónde Están?". Upon the success of Dónde Están Los Ladrones? And MTV Unplugged, Shakira began working on an English crossover album. 38, she learned English with the help of Gloria Estefan. She worked for over a year on new material for the album. Whenever, Wherever, called Suerte in Spanish-speaking countries, was released as the first and lead single from her first English album and fifth studio album throughout the period between August 2001 and February 2002. The song took heavy influence from Andean music, including the charango and panpipes in its instrumentation. It became an international success by reaching #1 in most countries. It was also her first success in the US, by reaching number 6 on the Hot 100. 2005 to 2007, Fijación Oral, Volumen 1, and Oral Fixation, Volume 2. Shakira's sixth studio album, Fijación Oral, Volumen 1, was released in June 2005. The lead single from the album, La Tortura, reached the top 40 on the Hot 100. The song also featured the Spanish balladeer Alejandro Sanz. Shakira became the first artist to perform a Spanish-language song at the 2005 MTV Video Music Awards. The album was extremely well received. It debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200 chart, selling 157,000 copies in its first week. It has since sold over 2 million copies in the US, earning an 11 times Platinum, Latin Field, certification from the RIAA. Due to its first week sales, the album became the highest debut ever for a Spanish-language album. After only a day of release in Latin America, the album earned certifications. In Venezuela, it earned a platinum certification, in Colombia, a triple platinum certification, while in Mexico demand exceeded shipments and the album was unavailable after only 1 day of release. 4 other singles were also released from the album: No, Día de Enero, La Perd, and Lost a La Intuición. Fijación Oral, Volume 1 has since sold over 4 million copies worldwide. On February 8, 2006, Shakira won her second Grammy Award with the win of Best Latin Rock Alternative Album for Fijación Oral, Volume 1. She received 4 Latin Grammy Awards in November 2006, winning the awards for Record of the Year, Song of the Year for La Tortura, Album of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Album for Fijación Oral. In early 2008, Forbes named Shakira the 4th top-earning female artist in music industry. Then, in July of that year, Shakira signed a $300 million contract with Live Nation, which was to remain in effect for 10 years. The touring group also doubles as a record label which promotes, but does not control, the music its artists release. Shakira's contract with Epic Records called for 3 more albums as well, 1 in English, 1 in Spanish, and a compilation, but the touring and other rights of the Live Nation deal were confirmed to begin immediately. In January 2009, Shakira performed at the Lincoln Memorial We Are One festivities in honor of the inauguration of President Barack Obama.
Hi friends, entertainment news. Please subscribe my channel.